Hi everyone, so today I'm going to be making some pumpkin cake pops, and because Halloween is just a few days away, they're going to be specially spooky themed. So I'm hoping to make some eyeballs, some jack skeletons, and maybe some cute little ghosts because we don't want it to all be scary. I've got all themed in my makeup today. I've got some purple lipstick. I drew a little spider on this side. So I've got a cute little spider on my face, and we're going to start making these. So first off, you need to make a pumpkin cake, and to do this I'm going to be using Tanya Burr's Tanya Bakes book, which is kind of my favourite baking book at the moment. So we're going to be making her pumpkin cake pops, but then just theming them up a little bit. So it's a pretty simple recipe. You pretty much just chuck everything in a bowl, mix it up, put it in the oven and hope for the best. Flour. Even though this is Halloween themed, I think it smells a bit Christmassy because it's got nutmeg, ginger and cinnamon, which I think are pretty Christmassy smells. I think the only thing that really makes this Halloweeny is pumpkin, but I'm good with that. It's my baking powder. Next, I'm going to add a teaspoon of cinnamon. Well, that's an issue. Let's go for a quarter. I don't know why they don't make these easier to get into with spoons. Because most ingredients lists has a spoon, like a teaspoon of this, tablespoon of that. Why don't they make these so that spoon would fit in here? Just a suggestion. And then just a pinch of nutmeg. What is nutmeg? I know it's like a spice, but is it like, I feel it looks like a nut.
It looks a bit like a walnut.
A walnut, yes. Pinch. Oh good, it's got on my nails. Okay, and I'm just going to add my milk, eggs and pumpkin and butter. So basically everything else is what I'm going to add. Milk. You know when you question yourself when you start doing something, like you think what you're doing is right and then you're like, oh, I've done it now, so that could have been wrong. Right, I'm going to try and crack an egg with one hand because I see loads of people do it on cooking shows. I don't know if I can, but I'm going to give it a go. So I'm assuming you just... Oh God. Okay, and then... I'm going to say that worked. I don't think there's any shell. Nailed it. Oh, now I've got egg all over my hand. So next I'm going to add the pumpkin. It's not a huge amount of pumpkin, so I'm not really sure what the purpose is apart from to make the Halloween a little bit more recipe. The Halloween a little more recipe? The recipe a little bit more Halloweeny. So, it smells like baby food. I think I've had it before and it tastes a little bit like swede, but it doesn't really have a flavour apart from whatever spices you put it with. So, this one's going to taste like ginger, nutmeg and cinnamon. It smells fatty. Do you ever get that when you melt butter and it just smells like fat? Which I know always what butter is, but just saying it just smells like fat. Okay, so I think that's everything in. I've got to double check because I'm the worst for missing key ingredients in recipes, like the rising agent or the sugar or, the flour. So let's just check I have everything. So flour, check. Sugar, check. Baking powder, check. Cinnamon, ginger, nutmeg, milk, egg, pumpkin puree, butter. I think I have everything. So now I just need to whisk it all together and make a dough. A batter. Dough! Oh dear. Right, let's do this. Right, mix it up. Perfect. I think it's all done. Right. Oh, that was a bad idea. So now I need to just put this in my pre-lined baking tray and stick it in the oven. Easy peasy. Is anyone else pretty sad the bake-off is now over? Although I did read on the BBC website today that they're doing 2 Christmas specials, which I'm pretty excited about. But I'm not happy that it's going to Channel 4. I'm going to miss Mary Berry and Sue and the other one. Mel. I'm not going to miss Mel as much as Sue. I preferred Sue, but I'm going to miss Mary Berry. No one really likes Paul Hollywood. They think they do, but they don't. Little hay bit of shell. Didn't happen. Okay, so all my mixture's in here. I'm just going to stick it in the oven for 20 minutes. Bake, little cake, bake! So the cake is now out of the oven. It's pretty hot, but I'll show it to you. So it kind of looks like this. And what I need to do now is flip it out so it can cool down, and then we can make it into cake pops. To do that, we need to crumble it all up and then mix it with icing. So I'm going to take this out and let it cool. There we go. So that's all on there. Smells pretty Christmassy / Halloweeny, but we're going to let that cool and then we can crumble it up. Can you see all the steam? Well, you can't see the steam coming off it. There's a lot of steam coming off it. It's all hot. So I'll see you when that's cool. Cool?
It's so unfunny.
So we broke the cake in half just to let it cool a bit quicker. So it's pretty much almost cooled. So I think I'm just going to start making the icing. And the reason you have icing is you kind of bind it all together with the crumbs and it makes it taste extra yummy and delicious, and it also makes it into a cake pop shape, which is kind of what you want if you're making a round eyeball. You need it to be round and not crummy. Crummy, it's like rubbish. You want it to be crummy.
Boo!
At least I amuse myself. So for the icing, I need cream cheese, which I always find a weird thing. I like cheesecake, but I don't like the smell of this. But then I suppose cheesecake's mascarpone. What do I use cream cheese for?
Bagels.
I don't like it in bagels. Anyway, cream cheese, butter, icing sugar. I hate using icing sugar. I'm just gonna... Oh, that made a really satisfying sound. I hate using icing sugar. I hate using icing sugar because it literally gets everywhere, gets in your lungs, which is not what you want. Right. Okay, careful. Oh. Careful. Don't want to get it everywhere. I wonder if you worked in an icing sugar factory, if you have like really bad lungs. I'm going to say you do. Okay, so now I'm just going to whisk this all up. Well, it says beat, but I'm going to whisk. So until it's all icing-y looking. Okay. So that is all mixed. Ooh. So you want it to look something like this, I think. I mean, that looks right. Should I do the test where you put it on your head and see if it falls down? So, it doesn't really smell. Oh, it smells a little bit cream cheesy. So what I'm going to do now is crumble all of my cake into here and then make cake pops. It's like the technical bake. Just do it. So I'm going to give it a go. Make sure it's extra crumbly, because we don't want lumpy cake pops, because that would be weird. And a repeat of what we did last time. So I've put all the crumbs in a bowl. This is only going to go badly. There we go. So now I just need to mix them in with the icing so that I can actually mould them and they stick together. Because if they didn't, well, that would just be crumbs. And that would be crummy.
Boo!
Cake puns. I think the real saving grace, unsung hero of baking, is the second spoon. Like, how many second spoons do you go through that they never really get included in, like, what's cool in the kitchen? Because you know you can get like special wooden spoons that are all like fancy for baking. Never a special second spoon. So just think about that when you're baking. Think about the second spoon. No? Do you not agree?
They're just a spoon. They don't need a special shout out. They're a regular spoon.
They're the special spoon. They're the second spoon. So you want to pretty much do this until all the cake mixture is covered, and then we're going to roll it into little balls. So you make little tiny cake pop balls, about bite size. I'm not going to eat it though because it's not cool. But well, it is cool, but it's not going to eat it. So this is what we need. So I think I can make quite a few of these. So I'm going to do a few, and then Ash is going to help me make the rest because it takes a while. Right?
Oh, I don't want it.
You have to, because if you want to eat them, you have to make them. We left our cake pops in the fridge for about an hour to cool, and then we got them out and Basically put a little bit of white chocolate that was like we heated up on the sticks and then stuck them in, so they've got like a little bit of almost like cement to hopefully keep them in place. Because one of the big things that can happen with cake pops is they can fall down the stick, which is obviously not what you want, because then it will be a cake donut, not a cake pop. So I've got some white chocolate here, and I'm just going to coat them all and then stick them in my cake pop device, tray, acrylic sheet thing. So I would like to point out here, this is the third time that we've tried this recipe, and they've fallen every single time. We've tried techniques to keep them in the stick. We've made the stick shorter. We've made the cake pop smaller. I don't know why this isn't working for us, but cake pops officially hate us, and I will not be making them again. So this has turned into a little bit of a cake pop fail. They've all fallen down. However, there were 4 that we used on different sticks, and we stuck them in the fridge, and they have stayed as a cake pop. So I'm still calling this a cake pop video, because at the end of the day we have 4 cake pops, and then we have some cake stumps. This one is hanging in there. It is a bit lopsided, but it might survive. So I've done a few laying down, and then we've got some that, I mean, because we're making eyeballs, I think we could just draw the pupil on the hole and make them little cake bites rather than cake pops. There will be 1 or 2 cake pops, mainly cake bites. So, I mean, this is the 3rd time we've attempted these, and they keep falling down. So I'm just gonna call it, like, draw a line under cake pops here. I will not be making them again. From the future, you will be getting nice cake bites, because they are a lot easier to do. So if you're making this at home, make cake bites. Don't commit to cake pops. It's a lot more effort with little to no payoff. So we're gonna decorate a few, the ones we've done in the fridge, and show you what they'll look like and the theme we were kind of going for there. So we managed to get at least 4 cake pops by putting these on different sticks and sticking them straight in the fridge. We can probably save a few more at the ones we've got. There's one that is still standing, and we did a couple laying down. So there will be variants of cake pops, but because I have 4 that are actually cake pops, I'm going to decorate these ones. So I think I'm going to do an eyeball, Baymax, Jack Skellington, and if one of those goes wrong, we'll repeat it. So I think I'm going to start with the eyeball. So I need the one that looks particularly round. What colour eyes should I have? Thinking blue or green. Okay, so I've drawn the eye. So I'm going to draw little veins going through it now. Which is kind of gross, but you want it to be spooky. Next up, I'm going to do... I think this is a perfect Baymax mould, because it's slightly longer. Oh, I love Baymax! It's not scary, but it's super cute. Okay, next up I'm going to do Jack Skellington, so I need to find a Jack Skellington. I'm going to go for this one. It's kind of cute before I draw the little lines in. So I've attempted a Jack Skellington, although I think he looks a little bit like the guy from Hocus Pocus. If you've seen that film, there's like a dead guy in it. I think he looks like that. But I gave it a go. So I'll put him back in his pot. And then I think I'm going to do another eyeball, because you want a pair of eyes. In you go, Jack. So I've decorated 4 of them. I have 2 eyeballs. And then I have Jack Skellington and Baymax. So it doesn't have to necessarily be creepy. It can also be super cute. So I'm kind of happy with how these ones came out, actually. I think I'm going to do some more practice on the ones we've got laying down. And we can make a nice little display with them. And hopefully they'll taste really good. That will be the next test, really, to see what they taste like. And if they taste good, I'm going to call this a success. If they don't, never make this recipe. I gave it a go, and it was actually kind of fun to try it, even though it didn't go particularly well. So thank you for watching, and hopefully we'll have a bit more of a successful bake next time. And I'll see you later. Bye. Cake pop fail.